Hey there, Blue Mages, Liam here. Welcome back to Blue Academy. I'm just going to open up with, what the hell is Square even doing with Blue Mage anymore? Don't get me wrong, it's still my favorite content in the game. But there's been a lot of doom posting lately about content being too samey across the board in Final Fantasy XIV, and it's a reasonable concern to have, but at the very least, we've had Blue Mage and Ultimate raids as ways to keep things fresh and interesting. I am aware of the irony of saying Blue Mage is fresh and interesting while we're only able to do old content, but it's still how I feel. Seeing today that there is a Blue Mage reward locked behind Criterion Savage frankly pissed me off. Here's a list of things people were hoping to get from the level 80 update. New and interesting spells, multiple new carnival stages, maybe some changes to overall Blue Mage combat flow, tank and healer quality of life improvements, a mount for Omega and Eden meta achievement similar to the Morble, or some kind of relic weapon that encourages people to continue playing blue and rewards a weapon with shiny effects. Here's what we got with the level 80 update. Goblin Punch. Hell yeah, brother. Now, Goblin Punch is actually pretty cool, and I've mentioned that before, but the fact that this shitty spell is the high point for me currently is pretty abysmal. When Blue Mage is already functionally a sandbox for trying weird and wacky stuff and cannot go into the highest level content, why do we not get anything new to try out? There are so many good ideas out there that I won't even go through listing any of them, but it's extremely disappointing that this is where we're at. Literally just talk to anyone who plays Blue Mage and they'll tell you the same stuff. Like, the spells are just uninteresting. Tank and healer stuff has been the same constantly. Tank's got Goblin Punch. Cool. Shiltron sucks. That could have been a good mit. Force Field is a joke. Healer's literally got nothing. Like, it's awful. We got essentially nothing for doing the Eden Savage raids. We got a title, a cool one, but that's it. The content itself was cool, it's my favorite Blue Mage content so far, but they're just good raids. That doesn't really have that much to do with it being Blue Mage. How difficult would it have been to just slap a Shadowbringer's Morble onto the reward or something? They don't even need to change anything. It could be the same mount skeleton. They could just lazily add it as a reward for completing Omega and Eden the same way we got the original Morble for Bahamut and Alexander. I have my own opinions about what some better mounts would be, but the fact that we got nothing is pretty insulting. The most insulting thing, though, is the addition of the exquisite Gentle Mage's umbrella to Criterion Savage rewards. Everyone already knows the rewards for these dungeons have been garbage, and this patch looks like a pretty bad attempt at fixing that in general. Who the hell is this even for? The people who are running it already have their eye level 665 weapons, and like, we're gonna get that in a relic shortly anyway. So it's just super strange. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. But that being said, why the hell is there a Blue Mage reward tied to a Criterion Savage? The VNC Duty Finder even explicitly mentions that limited jobs are excluded. So at level 90, we probably won't even be able to do it unless they change it, and we already know how much Square Enix hates changing old content and its restrictions. This weapon should have been tied to doing something like Blue Mage Log, Carnival stages with weird restrictions, or even the extremes and Savages themselves. In order to unlock the weapon, you can't even play the job that uses the weapon. It just is so strange. Well, on to another rant, and it's an older one. We're not even able to do things like Ultimate raids because of some fear of ruining the sanctity of the raids and other players' accomplishments. Really? You're worried that Blue Mage will ruin Ultimate raids when we have no healer runs of top, all tank runs of UCOB, 100 plus death runs of UCOB, and literal 7-man runs of some ultimates. Why is Blue Mage a problem, but things like level 70 Summoner, Dancer, and Gunbreaker are not? The balance is already a joke, so I don't know what the hell the problem is. Sure, some things might be easier, like tank mitigations and some burst damage, but those aren't really that big a deal anyway for the ones we'd be able to do. But we'd also end up with some things like hatch targeting tanks potentially while they're in Diamondback, or, you know, the Brute Justice Cruise Chaser phase of T not having pre-assigned sort of role Nisis and things like that. Like, it's just, it's not all going to be easier. Some stuff is going to be less straightforward. A lot of it will be easier, but whatever. We also already know that achievements can check for 8 Blue Mages in a party. Just look at any Mightier Than achievement. How difficult would it be to just have one reward for 0 Blue Mages in a party and a different reward for 8 Blue Mages in a party, and then just disallow any party that has a different configuration? Now, I think it's pretty easy. I can think of ways to implement it. I work in software. I could write something like that if I need to. Obviously, I don't know the code base, but it's been 10 years, so anything about legacy code is kind of just a cop-out at this point. I don't care anymore when Square says that. I don't know. It's just not a good excuse. But this is the same team that couldn't figure out how to just put the tank LB3 flag on a Diamondback and let us do Seed of Sacrifice, so who knows what's going on. Now, I do get that Blue Mage is niche content and not everyone is into it. I get that a lot of people really don't like it. People actively dislike it. I get that its initial release was really off-putting to a lot of people. That being said, the community is pretty big now and a lot of people do enjoy it. The Blue Academy Discord server has 37,000 people. That makes it one of the largest FF14 servers. Interest in the job has grown dramatically each time we get new content or just anything that we can do as Blue. It doesn't even have to be an update specifically to Blue, but something that we can do always increases interest. It just feels like we're already in maintenance mode and Square Enix doesn't want to spend any time on Blue. And frankly, this just makes me nervous about a new limited job. I want to be excited about that, but seeing how quickly they dropped Blue to the sidelines, I'm just not excited at all. At this point, I'm literally begging for Square to just acknowledge our existence in some way. But here we are. Well, that's it for my rant. I don't have anything else to say. Thanks for watching.